excited. I wanna feel united. I wanna put my hands in the air like I don't care. I wanna get all crazy. Don't wanna be so lazy. I got this awesome feeling that's living in my soul. Everybody get high. Woo! Ooh, get high. Woo! Ooh, get high. Woo! Ooh, get high. Woo! Everybody get high. Woo! Ooh, get high. Woo! Everybody get high. Woo! Get high. Woo!
Everybody get high.
Schools across San Diego County are closing because of coronavirus. We've got a complete list scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
In 45 years of Valhalla, there has never been a tougher, more resilient group of Norsemen than the class of 2020. Even though your senior year was cut short, your perseverance and fortitude has made an indelible mark in the history of the Orange Nation. Today, we hail you, the class of 2020. We hope no matter where your path takes you, you continue to have pride in our noble colors of vibrant orange and sparkling white. You have set the standards for our future. You have fought and never yielded. You have brought glory to Valhalla. You have, like no other class before you, borne the Norseman shield. Class of 2020, we salute you.
Will you please welcome to the stage Senior Class Secretary Yasmin Assad and Senior Class Treasurer Natalia Kalla for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning, Valhalla graduates and families. My name is Natalia Kalla, Senior Class Treasurer for the 2020 school year.
And my name is Yasmin Assad, your Senior Class Secretary. But before we begin this ceremony, we would like to honor Paul Valdez, the Class of 2020's angel, who was a dear friend to many and could light up any room he was in. We are thinking of you, wishing you comfort and joy as you rest easy. You will live in our hearts forever. Our memory is a more perfect world in the universe. It gives back life to those who are no longer here with us.
Please join us for a moment of silence in honor of Paul. During this unprecedented time, we are trying our best to keep everything as traditional as possible. So let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, Class of 2020. I'm Dr. Tim Glover, Superintendent of the Grossmont Union High School District. I know that many of you have been looking forward to this day for a long time. And I know that in many ways, this can be a little scary for some of you, as you complete high school and look ahead knowing that life will hold many changes for you. This time is special because it is the culmination of the 4 most important years of your young lives. You have each transformed from wide-eyed freshmen to confident seniors ready to build your future. I am very impressed with the class of 2020 for your individual accomplishments, your determined optimism, your resilience during these challenging times, and I am truly inspired by your amazing potential. Class of 2020, this is the time for you to reflect on the friendships you have formed, the lessons you have learned, both in and out of the classroom, on and off the field, and how recent life-changing events may have affected your perspective on what is needed to make our world better. Through your academic excellence and varied talents, you have earned acceptance into trade schools, community colleges, the military, and some of the top universities in the nation. I ask that you resolve today that you will make your mark and shape society for the better. You have it within your power to build a better future for all of us. I ask, whatever you pursue, I hope that you find happiness and health. I hope that you continue learning and challenging yourselves. I hope that you take care of yourselves and others. And I hope you enjoy all the wonderful joys life has to offer. So on behalf of the entire Grossmont Union High School District, I want each of you to know that our lives are richer because of you. This is the most dynamic and fast-paced era in all of human history. And I encourage each of you to know, to follow your dreams, to think with your mind and your heart, and to make a commitment to living your life with purpose. It is with honor and joy that I congratulate you, the class of 2020, on your graduation.
Please welcome to the stage Senior Class President Haley Kasadic and Senior Class Vice President Angela Botros.
Welcome, administration, teachers, staff, families, and most importantly, our seniors, to our anything but ordinary celebration of the graduating class of 2020. We are here today to celebrate the last 4 years of hard work and determination, and the many years of our academic careers.
Our class has continued to show how extraordinary we truly are, and we have many people to thank for that. We want to thank all our teachers and parents for encouraging us and motivating us, and putting all the pressure on us to being the best versions of ourselves. To our parents, thank you for being the best chauffeurs to school every morning and to sports every evening. Thank you for making us breakfast during the morning rush and only screaming at us sometimes when we were late anyways. To our teachers, thank you for being our parents away from home. We thank you all for your unconditional love and support, revealing how much you care for us in every way possible. Thank you for extending a hand, opening our minds, and touching our hearts.
To our friends, the people we have spent the last 4 years of our life side by side with, truly, we want to thank you. Thank you for being there to pick us up when we were down. Thank you for making our events so spirited. Thank you for the late night study sessions at Starbucks, probably the night before a test, filled with lots of laughs, love, tears, and copious amounts of coffee. Thank you for giving us something to look forward to, but most of all, thank you for making Valhalla a truly special place. School and life can get stressful sometimes, but we are the people to keep each other going. Thank you for making us who we are.
As we entered the huge spaceship of Valhalla only 4 years ago, we were terrified, but encapsulated by the radiating orange that flooded the school, immediately making everyone feel right at home. Only a week later, we experienced Odin's March for the very first time, where we walked up the stairs, touched Thor's hammer, and were officially able to call Valhalla High School our home.
The class of 2020 is made up of some of the most exceptional people that we've ever met. A lot of us discovered our passions and personalities, and some of us are still searching. For many, this was the first time that we felt failure, felt stress. We had surpassed the amount of math homework that a person could do in an entire lifetime, experienced the nerves of our first AP test, and we faced the daunting task of college applications. We had long nights and stressful tests, but we also had our sports, our events, and most importantly, our family and friends to keep us going. Through all the troubles and dark times, there was always light at the end, something to make it worth it. We've learned that we must always try and find the light. But if it's not there, we can't just wait for someone to bring it or for it to magically appear. We must ignite the fire, the passion, the life within ourselves. Because what the world needs is people who come alive. And that way, we have grown as people through this journey.
As people, we have learned that hitting the rocks in the road is okay, as long as we don't let them stop us. But rather, our mistakes force us to not just be ourselves, but to be better than ourselves. No matter how many obstacles we've faced, no matter how many tests we've gotten a 46% on, today we come together and graduate. As athletes, we have learned to work individually, but understand the importance of being a team player. We know how to take a hit to allow someone else to exceed their full potential, to allow for them to have their moment to shine. As musicians, we became masterminds of learning the craft of instruments, harmonizing with the sounds produced around us. As Norsemen, we became a separated and disconnected group, but became unified under the Rainbow Bridge as a diverse community. We have not only been able to overcome all the craziness of high school, but this year the class of 2020 was faced with an even greater obstacle, a pandemic that changed the world forever. We were enlightened by our AP language teachers with the wise words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. Embrace the passions within you, focus on the now, and always remember to live in the moment.
The class of 2020 has the power to be a catalyst for change. What began as an article from the Washington Post during current events with Mrs. Adams became a pandemic that truly changed the world as we knew it. But it also revealed the issues that our world faces. So rather than simply striving for the world to go back to normal, strive to create a new normal, a better normal. Our class is a powerhouse for innovation and creativity. We will push the boundaries to make the world a better place, even in small ways. Go out into the world and don't just show people how to pick up the pieces, but build something with those pieces. We as young people will mold a world that will be more creative, beautiful, and kind than ever before. Always remember where you came from and always remember where you're going. You will forever be a Norseman. We look at beautiful things like Valhalla and we look at the world and we're terrified of their immensity. But in reality, Valhalla isn't immense, the world isn't even immense, but rather, life is immense. And we're brave enough to take on life every single day. So live. So maintain that bravery. Face the immensity of the world with courage as you take these next steps into your future. Remain ambitious. Don't settle for mediocrity or being ordinary. Be extraordinary. Be bold enough to use your voice, brave enough to use your heart, and strong enough to live the life you've always imagined. Class of 2020, we did it.
Thank you, Haley and Angela. On behalf of governing board members, Mr. Robert Shield, Mr. Chris Feit, Ms. Elva Salinas, Mr. Jim Kelly, and Dr. Gary Woods, Deputy Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Scott Patterson, Golden Apple recipient, Mr. Paul Infantino, 2020 Grossmont Teacher of the Year nominee, Miss Shannon Moreno, Senior Class Advisor, Mr. Joe Gappy. We welcome the parents, relatives, and friends of the class of 2020 to the 45th commencement ceremony of Valhalla High School, a U.S. News and World Report America's Best High Schools, a California Honor Roll School, one of the Washington Post's most challenging schools, and a twice recognized California Distinguished School. I am so honored to have the privilege to represent the faculty and staff and have ASB President Brady Francisco join me as we greet the class of 2020. This is Valhalla's 45th commencement ceremony, and it is my 12th opportunity as Valhalla's principal to address the graduates. I guess that means you were in kindergarten when I began serving as principal at Valhalla. Speaking at graduation does not get easier, and for so many obvious reasons, this year is particularly difficult. Do you say something about the school closure, or will that bring up uncomfortable feelings? Do Do you acknowledge the virtual graduation ceremony when you really want to have the graduates in front of you on the East Lawn stage? Do you try to find some words of wisdom to share, find something serious to say befitting the occasion, or go with some humor to camouflage your lack of wisdom? Or will anyone even really hear what you have to say when they fast forward through your greeting in this virtual ceremony? So, as I struggled with what to say, I thought about what Mr. McKee once told me. Mr. McKee told me that there are 3 kinds of people in the world: those that can count and those that can't. And I also thought about what Homer Simpson said in his celebrity commencement speech that I recently read in Entertainment Monthly. The magazine used to be called Entertainment Weekly, but since there has been no activity in the entertainment world for the past 3 months, they've had to change the name to Entertainment Monthly. Homer Simpson said, "The speech should be 500 words, but keep it to 250 if you can." Bear with me while I try to merge those 2 thoughts together. 4 short years ago, when you attended Freshman Preview Day, Valhalla was introduced to you as a AAA school. Excellent academics, impressive arts, and outstanding athletics. As a school community, we have been committed to providing you those 3 A's for the past 3 2/3 years. But we were thrown a bit of a curveball on March 13th, and the remaining 1/3 of your high school experience gave way to the 3 R's. And I'm not talking reading, writing, and arithmetic. I am talking about your relentlessness, resilience, and reflection. There are 2 kinds of people in the world: those that view the cup as half full, those that view the cup as half empty, those that make things happen, and those that turn around and say, "What just happened?" Those that ask why, and those that ask, "Why not?" Those that serve themselves, those that serve others, those that can count, and those that can't. It's hard not to defer to some of the phrases from the past 3 months. You know the ones: unprecedented time, in this together, the pandemic generation. You are in a moment when you can choose what this unprecedented time for the pandemic generation that's in this together will mean to you. I urge you to find the cup half full. Make things happen. Ask why not. Serve others. I urge you to count. There is beauty and heartache in the relentless pursuit of what ought to be, and the resilience and the reflection of the past 3 months. The beauty I found in the past 3 months was reconnecting with my 6 siblings throughout California and Oregon in our weekly Sunday Zooms. We took turns coming up with a theme for our Sunday visits. Introduce yourself in 6 words. What is your favorite comedy movie? What would be the title of your memoir if you wrote it today? What song evokes the strongest emotion for you? For that last one, I selected The Irish Blessing, performed by Valhalla's vocal music program. I cried as I tried to express to my brothers and sisters the magnitude of hope for our future that I feel when I hear our students perform that song. For me, it captures your relentless pursuit of what ought to be, your resilience, and your reflection.
my fellow graduates, who have been not only my peers, but my friends and family the last 4 years here at Valhalla. Congratulations, we made it. I think it's safe to say we truly had the craziest senior year of all time. Not to mention, our last year was pulled right out from under us. After a couple of months, we're still shocked that we can't say a proper goodbye to the school that raised us and to the young adults sitting here today, where we made memories with one another. Together, we stayed up all night studying for that long-anticipated exam. We tutored each other on subjects we might have been struggling in. Together, we showed the ropes of juggling classes and extracurriculars to lower classmen, and we had fun every step of the way. We didn't just learn world history, Spanish, and calculus. We learned what it meant to be a person, from our teachers and coaches to our staff and counselors, but also from each other. Today marks the beginning, a threshold into a new era. We are now living the last few years as mere dependents on tax forms, just children to society. In simpler terms, we're becoming adults. But before any of you start sculpting yourselves into the person you always dreamed of being, I think we can all agree that we need to reminisce on the past 4 years more than any senior class had to or will have to. We need to acknowledge how many opportunities Valhalla provided us that made us who we are today, and appreciate the people that helped us along the way. When you leave Valhalla for the last time this Friday and touch Thor's hammer once again after 4 years, I want you to think of who those people were and thank them for their help. I want you to imagine the circular hallways and the spaceship structure of the school and the friends you met and the lessons you learned there. Because we aren't just leaving high school as any other ordinary student, we're leaving as Norsemen. No one in the world is prepared for what lies ahead in your future than you are. You've made it this far, you can make it anywhere. But the world is changing, and fast. It's not always going to wait for you. So you can't just sit around all day until the time is right. Seize the day. Be the change you want to see. Before I hand it off to our senior class officers and Devon Smith, the newly elected executive ASB president, I'd like to provide some words in regards to the current state of the nation. America seems to be in chaos right now. Buildings are burning. People are getting hurt. Lives are being lost. More than ever, the world needs us to stand together, to unify humanity in fighting for what's right. To come in solidarity, ready to face the issues of oppression, corruption, adversity, and injustice, and bring peace and equality to America and the world. We are the future generation of this beloved nation, and we're going to be the ones to change it. Have a great Valhalla Day. Senior class officers and the newly elected Associated Student Body President for the 2020-21 school year, Devon Smith, please come forward to the presentation of the class gift.
We would like to present this year's mural, which was inspired by ideas from the senior class. The theme of this year's mural was retrospective, with appreciation and reflection on the unexpected circumstances thrown at the class of 2020 this year.
We would like to thank our lead artist, Brady Francisco, who spent countless hours sketching and designing this unique and beautiful mural that will be a historic piece in the halls of Valhalla High School.
In appreciation to our school, I am happy to announce that the class of 2020 will be giving the school a new home side ticket booth that will be used during football game sales, soccer game sales, and other countless activities Valhalla has to offer. We could not be more excited to see how beautiful and unique this special gift will turn out.
Before we part ways, we have one last gift. In addition to our traditional class mural, we are painting a mural on a wall at Valhalla to commemorate the senior class of 2020 and our unusual journey to graduation. We are so grateful for what Valhalla has taught us and the experiences we've all shared, and we are honored to share a token of our gratitude with Valhalla. Thank you.
On behalf of Valhalla and our ASB, I would like to thank the class of 2020 for their gracious gifts to the school and the underclassmen. They've gone through a lot this year, and it really warms my heart that they were kind enough to give us gifts for the future of their school and that they love it so much. Thank you.
Thank you to the class of 2020 for those generous donations and continuing that legacy of excellence at Valhalla High School. Treasure Ganassi, Lorraine Lubong, and Tiffany Truong, please join us on stage for the song This Is Me and You Will Be Found. The Academic Honors Committee selects the Salutatorian from approximately the top 1% of the senior class, based on the accumulated transcript at the 8th semester second progress report. Computation of the overall grade point averages includes grades 9 through 12. The Academic Honors Committee considers the following in the selection of the Salutatorian: academic achievement and curiosity, behavior that reflects the highest ethical standards, breadth and depth of program to include the number of courses completed and the number of AP and honors courses completed. This year, the Academic Honors Committee has selected 3 students as co-salutatorians in the Valhalla class of 2020. With an incredible grade point average of 4.826 and the completion of 230 credits, an excess of the 220 credits required for graduation, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Randy Munoz. With an incredible overall grade point average of 4.826 and the completion of 235 credits, an excess of the 220 credits required for graduation, a future bear at Brown University, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Votaskovic. With an incredible overall grade point average of 4.837 and the completion of 255 credits, an excess of the 220 credits required for graduation, a future member of the Fighting Irish at the University of Notre Dame, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Noor Benham.
Hello and good morning, or good afternoon, or whenever you're watching this, I don't judge. I'm honored to be speaking to you as a salutatorian of the class of 2020. I'd like to start off by quickly thanking a few of the people that helped me get here. Thank you to the Academy. Oh wait, wrong speech, sorry. Thank you to my parents, siblings, friends, and family for your endless support. I also promised my friend Rami Somo freshman year if I was giving a graduation speech, I'd shout him out, so there you go. Thank you to my teachers who have suffered through this journey by my side, and to the endless amounts of people that I should be thanking. Sorry, but you're probably not that important anyways. I'm kidding. When I was asked to write a speech, I had no idea where to start. So I did what I usually do when I'm procrastinating, and I went to watch some football. As I was watching, I heard players giving amazing speeches to their teammates before the game started. That got me thinking, what was it about those speeches that made them so inspiring? I began to notice that the best ones had a common theme. They all spoke about legacy. That made me wonder, what is our legacy? Lots of things came to mind. The class that got their senior year cut short, or the class of TikTokers. Let me say, one day I was sitting at those tables over there working on sociology when I saw two girls making a TikTok standing right where I am. It was probably one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. So no, that could not be it. After lots of thinking, I decided that the legacy of our class is perseverance. I mean, look at the world around us right now. The country's on fire. People are in the streets protesting. Most of the world is still shut down, and there's a fear of a global recession. Yet strangely, I still have hope. I have hope because if anybody's going to face and overcome the problems we see today, it will be us. As one of the greatest minds in human history, Kelly Clarkson once said, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." This is what we have done time and time again. One of my favorite memories of Valhalla was Unity Days, specifically an activity towards the end of the day when we would all line up on one side of the gym and a statement would be read, and if it applied to you, you would walk across the gym. It started with simple things like walk across the gym if you like pizza, but it slowly got more and more serious. I still remember feeling absolutely shocked after seeing student after student walk across the gym because they had been bullied, or because their family faced homelessness, or because they lost a parent. I by no means want to compare the challenges we have faced, because it is the unique challenges we face and the lessons we learn that make us who we are. We have persevered through all types of challenges, and by continuing to persevere, we will change the world. Congratulations to the class that perseveres. Congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you.
Hey Norseman. Since I know all of you guys totally read and absolutely adored Things Fall Apart, I decided to start this speech out with an excerpt from its foreword. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. Now I apologize for any flashbacks I may have caused with that quote. Given the current state of things, it's sometimes hard not to realize and think that the world is falling apart as it seems. And yet, in spite of this all, in spite of the numerous struggles we face on a local, national, and even global level, I oddly find myself a lot more at ease than what I thought I'd expect, or what I originally expected it to be. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Hey Randy, this speech is kind of depressing right now. Now would be a good time for some comic relief. But what I want you all to be thinking is, how can he keep so calm during a time like this? Is he crazy? Well, the second question is easy. Of course I am. But the first one, however, isn't as simple to explain. There's no denying the way things are right now. What's happened has happened, and what's done is done. This is an indisputable fact of life, much like the fact that quite literally everyone disliked the new lunch schedule. But even still, I speak not to a crowd of downtrodden peers. I speak to a crowd of idealists, and ambitious ones at that. Our hardships are no longer setbacks for us, but are indicators for what needs to be fixed in our society. Our frustrations, whether they be at our seeming loss of a senior year to sheer misfortune, or at the fact that we now have to fill out an entire form to go to the restroom, all have not and will not break us. Instead, our frustrations have taught us that we are the change that we've been waiting for this whole time. In accordance with Dr. King's teachings, we have come to accept finite disappointment, but have never lost infinite hope. Now back to the question that you guys were totally asking at the start of the speech. Why is he so calm? Well, because I know that by the end of this day, we'll have released some of the most compassionate, inventive, and determined people I know into the world to make up for the faults of our previous generations. Our world is in desperate need of change, and I truly believe that we have the potential to usher in a new era for the betterment of all. Times may seem to be rough as is right now, but I feel that through our ingenuity and activism, we can truly overcome this tumult and, more importantly, bring an end to it. We're not just the class of 2020. We're the heralds of progress. Thank you.
"83 days, 1,992 hours, 119,520 minutes. This is the amount of time in days, hours, and minutes since we were released from school on March 13th, 2020. For those of us who thought we would be receiving an extended spring break, boy, were we wrong. Vacation and coronacation are not the same thing. I know we are probably all tired of reading Tiger King conspiracy theories, obsessing over flamboyant TikTokers, and watching all 9 seasons of The Office for the 5th time. But this pandemic has thrown our world upside down. Think about it. Restaurants closed, concerts canceled, people's hair growing out of control. 2020 was supposed to be our year. We were supposed to have an opulent, romantic prom, see our friends and classmates before we take separate paths through life, and walk the stage, smiling, as Mrs. Caston hands us our diplomas. This was our year to come of age, entering into adulthood. The virtual graduation cannot substitute a celebration with actual human interaction, surrounded by family, friends, and those we love. But this isn't the first tragedy our class has faced. The first we faced was at birth. Yes, at birth. Our country was in despair after September 11th, 2001. The massive amounts of death, fear, and hysteria defined the years 2001 and 2002. Our class was born into a time of great fear and distress, and now enters adulthood through another era of uncertainty. This may seem like we are unfortunate, helpless, blighted, but I would argue that we are actually one of the luckiest groups of students in history. We have had the opportunity to triumph through the best times and the worst times. We have persisted through straits of adversity. This irony echoes the hardships of past generations who went through periods of war, depression, injustice, and even other pandemics. These generations past hold the highest regard in our history. They are legends, and we too are what legends are made of. We have worked industriously for what we have accomplished today, whether it was in academics, music, art, or athletics. We have overcome adversity, endured hardship, conquered misfortune. We are fighters. We fight for everything we need and want. We are risk takers. We put everything on the line to live life the way we want life to be lived. We are perseverant. We never give up on pursuits we are passionate about. We will be admitted to the pantheon of the greats. We are what legends are made of. But becoming a legend doesn't happen without countless failures. Surely, we've all experienced failure. But failure makes up the building blocks to success. The more you fail, the more you learn, and therefore, the more you succeed. Furthermore, success equates to empowerment of oneself, which leads to empowerment of others. My grandpa taught me a very important lesson that illustrates this. Don't worry about what you can't control. You cannot single-handedly change life's hardships or make its obstacles disappear. What you can do is this: focus on improving yourself. Create within yourself the capacity to overcome any challenge you face, any hardship that comes your way. With this introspection, you will have the means necessary to become not only successful yourself, but to help others realize their potential. To my fellow senior class, your diligence through life and your unlimited potential has taught us an important lesson. You can do whatever you set your mind to. Chase the unattainable. Pursue the insurmountable. Achieve the impossible. This will require you to have a solid work ethic, countless goals, and the most important thing, determination. You are living through a world pandemic. You can surmount every obstacle by learning from failure and focusing introspectively. You have the makings of a legend. You have the ability to win at life. Now is the time to do it. Thank you.
The Academic Honors Committee selects the valedictorian based on the accumulated transcript at the 8th semester second progress report. Computation of the overall grade point averages includes grades 9 through 12. Valedictorian is the highest academic recognition a student can receive. The Academic Honors Committee considers the following in the selection of the valedictorian: academic achievement and curiosity, behavior that reflects the highest ethical standards, breadth and depth of program to include the number of courses completed and the number of AP and honors courses completed. This year, the Academic Honors Committee has selected 3 students as co-valedictorians in the Valhalla class of 2020. With an outstanding 4.864 grade point average and completion of 225 credits, an excess of the 220 credits required for graduation, and a future bear at the University of California, Berkeley, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harry Albers. With an outstanding 4.864 grade point average and completion of 225 credits, an excess of the 220 credits required for graduation, and a future Bruin at the University of California, Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nicholas Basaka. With an extraordinary 4.909 grade point average and completion of 225 credits, an excess of the 220 credits required for graduation, and a future cardinal at Stanford University, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Nance.
I feel honored to be able to peer out over the East Lawn today and see all of your beautiful faces. At least I wish that were the case. The great thing about this year's speeches is that you can just skip the speech and get to the exciting part, the 2-second snippet where your name is being called. The Google definition of valedictorian is, just kidding, I'll spare you the pain of hearing dictionary definitions for this speech. To me, a valedictorian is a title that speaks to academics, but nothing about the character or the experiences that we had as Norsemen. Our time here at Valhalla officially began during our first Odin's March, where we took those first steps up the stairs to touch Thor's hammer, or in my case, tripped up the stairs, the first of many throughout my time at Valhalla. and entered what would become our home for the next 4 years. We went to our first football games, going with excitement to cheer on the undefeated Norsemen at Grossmont our freshman year. By our senior year, we would be overjoyed over even a single win, celebrating each one as if it were a CIF championship. Shout out to the football seniors who stuck in there. We went to dances, watched Trey do a backflip or two, and listened to some unique music choices. We went through hardships and overcame them, especially the senior year schedule change that forced us to stay for lunch. This is not the first time or the last time you'll hear about that. By the way, shout out to Brielle for sharing her lunch with me more often than not. We had fun in our classes, from the coming zombie apocalypse with Mr. Lowry to ultimate frisbee with Mr. Infantino. And don't forget that one senior year teacher who meowed to us. Mrs. Adams, you know who you are. Many of us played sports at Valhalla. For me, this included racing Nathan Hernandez many times and mostly losing. No hard feelings, Nathan. And of course, we all procrastinated. From all our times at Valhalla, it has become clear that this class is special. We all will go on to be world changers, the next astronauts of SpaceX, or the next Cardi B. Before I finish, I want to acknowledge two people. Paul Valadez came here with us as freshmen. I'm sure there are people who knew him way better than me, but from the time I spent with him at school, I remember him as someone who was always smiling and making those around him happier. Paul will always be a part of Valhalla's class of 2020. The second person is Coach Carter Yarborough, who was the longtime distance coach and my coach for my first 2 years of cross country and track. He was the kind of coach and person who was always encouraging and supportive of our team's goals and my individual goals. Paul and Coach Carter constantly uplifted their community, and I would like to thank them for their positive impact on my life. Finally, thank you to my cross-country family, my friends and my teachers for getting me through high school, my dad for being the best childhood role model, my mom for feeding me when Brielle wasn't around, and my siblings, Isabella, Nico, Ben, Eli, Lucas, and Thomas. And lastly, thank you to all of this year's graduates, friends, and family for helping us succeed and get to this point. Congratulations to the graduates of Valhalla's class of 2020. Don't forget to wash your hands and have a great Valhalla day.
Obviously, the situation that we find ourselves in with regard to the graduation, education, politics, etc., it's not ideal. Even the circumstances of this speech aren't so great. I mean, I've never delivered a valedictorian speech to an unseen audience from behind a camera, and in fact, I've never delivered one to begin with. But my focus isn't really on what's bad about graduation or even what's good about it. My main focus is on what we're going to have to do when life resumes as normal. From the time when we could understand what words meant, and for a good number of us even before that, we were taught from almost all sides that we need to follow our dreams, no matter how unrealistic, because it's what we really want. Judging from the direction that what I'm saying seems to be taking, you're probably rolling your eyes in preparation for pessimism. But actually, I'm here to say the exact opposite. That fairy tale message is completely true. But there is a bit more to it than just saying follow your dreams and work hard and then dropping it. If you firmly believe in your dreams and the fact that they'll come true, and you work hard to make it happen, they will. But it's not because you're getting everything you've ever wanted. It's because your dreams will constantly change with your experiences. As you progress through life, really working hard and striving for what you think you want to do, you will be satisfied by the end. However, the things which you go through will alter what you think you want bit by bit. You might think I don't have the life experience to say any of this stuff, but don't worry, it's okay. I checked with an adult. That aside, from what I'm saying, it might seem like you need some Herculean sense of ambition to fulfill your dreams, and you don't. I mean, it might help, but really you don't need to grind at it 40 hours a day. You can relax a bit. In the end, nobody will have the exact same dream as anybody else ever, so you should take it steady along the way. Your unique dream, being probably far beyond what you think of it now, has nothing to do but wait for you to discover it. It should go without saying, considering what I've already said, but you obviously don't need a perfect fairy tale life to have your dreams fulfilled.
You don't even need a perfect dream. That will come with time. As long as you keep following it, regardless of how perfect it is, you will eventually be happy with where you are. Just keep in mind that it might be completely unrecognizable by the end from where you are now. Kind of like your attention span for these speeches from the beginning of the day to now. Don't worry, I'm almost done. To return to the beginning, because I took a speech writing class once and they said it's a good idea to do something like that at the end or something. No, the situation isn't ideal. But you shouldn't be depressed about losing any possible opportunities that you couldn't control. There are so many opportunities out there in your life that you can control that are so great and so far beyond what any of us could imagine as long as we keep striving. So do that. Now, as Jimi Hendrix said, I didn't mean to take up all your sweet time. I'll give it right back to you one of these days. And if you don't meet me no more in this world, then I'll meet you in the next one, and don't be late. That's all I have to tell you guys, and you're all smart, so I'm sure you would have figured it out on your own anyway, but there it is. Thank you.
Well, here we are. I know this is like the 10th speech you listened to today, and I know you want to get back to your Netflix shows, so thank you for being here. Here's the day we all knew was going to come, but we didn't realize it so soon. And I'm not just talking about us graduates, I'm talking about the parents and the staff. Yes, you've worked here until the class of 2020 graduated. It's kind of unexpected, right? I mean, we kind of figured we can't expect anything anymore, like which college you got into, or whether you're going to see your friends anymore. In reality, I think it's time we look back. Not to middle school, though. We all kind of hated that. But we've come far together. From our first class to our first time hanging out with our friends. From our first time really stressing about a test and studying kind of late to our first match as athletes. It's been a long journey. There's been turbulence along the way, but we've always had each other to keep us going. I mean, there's always going to be days where the world just goes haywire, where things just go unexpected. Trust me, we know. As long as you have each other to keep ourselves going, you surround yourself with the people you care about, yourself included, there's always hope for a better tomorrow. So what I'm saying is, have some optimism, some determination, some compassion, maybe caffeine. Things will be a little bit better. I mean, that better tomorrow, right? That's what we always strive for. That's the hope in life, a day we can do what we want without worrying, a day we can be with the people we care about. Seems like such a dream, right? But I want to challenge you. Why does a better tomorrow have to be tomorrow? Why can't it be today? Don't let the small things worry you, like how many likes you're going to get on your post or whether your friend's going to comment, worry you. Don't let the big things daunt you either. I mean, we're kind of going through a pandemic right now. We're still all here. And we kind of all went through one of the most annoying things, lunch before 5th period. Yeah, we have the resilience to go through anything. We've kind of proven that. So it's not a matter if we can, it's a matter if we believe we can. So in that case, don't wait to make your better tomorrow tomorrow. Wait until today. Do it today. You can make your better tomorrow whenever you choose. We have the power to change the world, to make it wonderful, to make it extraordinary. But don't wait for it to change. Make it change. The class of 2020 is strong. We have people unique and special in every which way. We all have the propensity for greatness. We are the future. We've got to live in the present. What's success if you can't savor it? Only those who live in the present are truly at peace. So I challenge you, make your better tomorrow today. Thank you.
The Valiant V Award is given to the individuals of the senior class who have made significant contributions and or have given of themselves in service to make Valhalla High School a better place. Each year, a committee representing teaching, support, and administrative staff review the nominations submitted to them in order to determine the recipients. This year, we recognize 8 students. This young man was a key player in his time at Valhalla, and by player, we mean that he was a dedicated musician to the Valhalla Music Department. He not only participated in the band, but was a leader inside and outside the band room. Not only did this student promote the music department, he also promoted leadership at Valhalla. Serving as a Norse crew leader and officer, this student went above and beyond in welcoming the freshmen of Valhalla by planning and preparing leaders for freshman orientation and other events. He is a loyal, hardworking, dedicated student whose love for Valhalla is recognized by staff and students alike. He will be leaving Valhalla, but continuing his passion for learning and serving his community on a full ride scholarship to Notre Dame, this Valiant V Award is presented to Noor Benham. This student, from the time he started at Valhalla, demonstrated an extraordinary desire to help his fellow members of the Orange Nation. He served 3 years in ASB, completing a rare and historical feat, being first elected as executive vice president as a junior and then serving as president his senior year. When the school closed March 13th, this student didn't stop working. Instead, he worked tirelessly to continue to serve his fellow Norsemen. In addition to ASB leadership positions, the student was active in Key Club community, committing tremendous time to community service, varsity tennis, and academic league. Overall, this future film student at Chapman University has made Valhalla a fantastic place and demonstrated an unmatched care for his fellow students. Let us recognize Brady Francisco, a 2020 Valiant V recipient. Very few students in the 45-year history of Valhalla have risen to the level of excellence that this student has demonstrated in everything she took on at Valhalla. Her resume reads like a book that would be entitled, How to Make a Positive Impact on Your School Community. Her accomplishments include multiple years being the captain of the gymnastics and cheer teams. She has been a Norse crew member, peer tutor, and managed to volunteer countless hours of community service. She also has served in ASB for 3 years, finishing up her Valhalla career as your senior class president. She has always demonstrated excellent leadership abilities, but it is how she handled crisis that truly set her apart. When our school closed, this student started to keep in communication with staff and administration to retain some semblance of normalcy for her fellow students. She sat in on hours of Zoom meetings, questioning, constructively challenging, and collaborating with staff. Class of 2020, please join me in recognizing Haley Kasadic, Valiant V recipient and future UCLA Bruin. Congratulations, Haley. This student has worked hard for everything she has earned. She is a quiet leader with a huge heart. The student served Valhalla in countless ways and for more years than just her 4 short years as a student here. She participated in sports, even after overcoming an injury, ASB, and Norse crew. The student never expects the credit or recognition for the hard work she puts in. She is dedicated to working hard in the classroom as well as outside the classroom to make Valhalla the best place for all students and staff. She is loving, kind, and can always be counted on to complete a task given to her. This student will always represent the Orange Nation heart of working hard and being kind. This Valiant V Award goes to Brooke Dauma. There is a notion that to be a good leader, you have to be loud and be the center of attention. This Valiant V recipient challenges that belief and has quietly demonstrated extraordinary dedication and an unmatched attention to detail during her time at Valhalla. Chances are that almost any school-wide activity or major event that you have attended this student was quietly working to make it a success. This fellow Norseman spent 3 years in ASB, serving as Executive Vice President her senior year. During her time at Valhalla, she earned the trust of admin and staff and never let the Orange Nation down. This Valiant V recipient leads through actions and is a model for student leadership. Next fall, she will be attending Colorado State University. Let us honor Reagan Hanks as a 2020 Valiant V recipient. And this is your award.
Thank you.
Hardworking and dedicated to her Valhalla peers, this student made Valhalla a happier place. As a strong athlete, leader, and member of the vocal ensemble, this student always brings light and joy into a room. She has shown dedication and commitment across the board to a variety of activities at Valhalla. Most recently, she served as Norse Crew officer. This student has been dedicated to welcoming the incoming students into the Valhalla family with a bubbly heart and big smile. The student took circumstances and always found a way to make them positive. She served with a loving heart and passion to continue to better the lives of others. This Valiant V Award goes to Patil Kasabian.
Thank you.
And this is your award.
Thank you.
I know. 3 words used to describe this stellar athlete and leader: dedicated, organized, and laughter. This Norse Crew leader and officer was an incredible asset to all the events hosted and supported by Norse Crew. She served her community, gave endless parent and student tours, went above and beyond in all she did. When discussing Valiant V nominations, this student stood out as a strong overall leader in every aspect of her time at Valhalla. Her leadership was kind, and she always led by example. She will be continuing that dedication and leadership on and off the field as she continues her education and soccer career at Cal Tech. This Valiant V goes to Cameron Scantlin.
Wow, thank you so much.
And that is your Valiant V Award. There are not many areas of the Orange Nation that this Valiant V recipient did not make better during her time at Valhalla. This Norseman participated in volleyball, aquatics, numerous clubs, was Valhalla's girls' state representative, and dedicated a tremendous amount of time to community service. She also was a 2-year member of ASB, often carrying the student leadership workload that her fellow ASB members did not want to do. Her senior year, she decided to not be an ASB, but that did not stop her from leading. Her senior year, she contributed considerable time to the inaugural Safe School Ambassador program, helping to make it a tremendous success in its first year. This student did not need a title or position to lead. Instead, her personality and drive to help others made Valhalla a better place. Our next Valiant V recipient will be attending the University of San Diego in the fall. Let us recognize Abigail Stollard.
Stollard. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm smiling under the mask.
I know. In one of Valhalla's most time-honored traditions, the highest award given to a student is the Odin Award, and it is given to one of our Valiant V recipients. This year, the award goes to a natural leader whose service has been selfless and wide-ranging, impacting students and staff alike. She is the embodiment of Odin himself. Today's award honors a high school career of leadership, service, and deep respect for Valhalla traditions. We extend our congratulations to Haley Kasadic, Odin Award recipient for the class of 2020. Grossmont Union High School District Governing Board members, cabinet, faculty, parents, and guests. At this time, it is our pleasure that we announce the members of the class of 2020.
Anthony Abuyan, Tabarak Abbas, Saib Abdul Noir, Lamis Adib, Laith Adnan, Vale Alarcon, Harry Albers, Afnan Algarbi, Francis Alasachi, Alondra Alvarado Beltran, Sydney Arnold, Yasmin Assad, Nicole Atik, Ananda Atik, Gabriella Ibar, Amy Aziz, Delvin Bajoa, Keegan Baker, Mina Bonna, Erica Bartlett, Nicholas Basaka, Grace Bassler, Noor Benham, Chloe Bell, Victoria Boaz, Angela Botros, Noor Botros, Allie Bradbury, Claire Brust, Talon Burton, Jace Bucksbaum, Benjamin Cadu, Azrin Carter, Scotty Klingon,
Caitlin D'Alessio, Christopher Domes, Brooke Dauma, Noel Dunn, William Effner, Mariam Asif, Hala Estefan, Natalie Fakuri, Ethan Fairkitch, Alyssa Flanders, Valeria Flores, Brady Francisco, Nicholas Gabrielson, Nicole Gabrielson, Jackie Glover, Yaneli Gonzalez, Melinda Gorgeous, Jessica Grettenberger, Reagan Hanks, Antoine Hanna, Katrin Hansen, Elena Hines, Rachel Henriksen, Julia Henry, Juliana Hernandez, Nathaniel Hernandez, Landon Hickman, Sierra Hoffman, Cecilia Hurlbert, Christine Ibrahim, Lara Ibrahim, Nicholas Ibrahim, Yusuf Isa,
Sisto Jacobo, Matthew Jaju, Emma Jensen, Ariana Jensen, Gina Georgis, Gabriel Jimenez, Natalia Kalasho, Natalia Kala, Patil Kasabian, Chaska Kentish, Marcus Karabrock, Perma Kaya, Corey Lynn Langdon, Sophia Lidner, Xiomara Lopez, Zoe Lopez, Sophia Lopez Oraca, Irene Liu, Lorraine Angela Lubong, Madeline Macheca, Adriana Madrigal, Lydia Mamiza, Julia Martinez, Amanda Mathy, Allison McGaha, Elias Miyamari, Miriam Mekael, Rita Mona, Madison Moran, Carlos Moreno, Taylor Moultrie, Cassandra Mullenix, Bailey Munch, Randy Munoz, Sarah Murin.
Justin Namo, Connor Nagel, Adam Nance, Waleed Nasir, Jamie Nash, Matthew Naslu, Sierra Nelipovich, Laith Oro, Jessica Pacheco, Ryan Perot, Tyler Honectera, Sarah Puffenberger, Miriam Kachi, Haley Kasawadish, Christine Raban, Amanda Ramirez, Maximiliane Ray, Peter Reed, Madison Reedling, Cesar Rodriguez, Ariana Rodriguez, Amaya Rodriguez Agues, Brielle Roche, Paula Rye,
Cameron Scantlin, Nicholas Shell, Sarah Setreg, Michaela Shannon, Asen Shathaya, Anthony Shaya, Jaden Skipper, Rami Somo, Abigail Stollard, Brandon Steffen, Crystal Suleiman, Dylan Suleiman, Savannah Toma, Sarah Toma, Madeline Torgerson, Tiffany Trong, David Votaskovic, Ivy Weekly, Riley Wells, Celine Yakub, Yusuf Yelda, Dunya Yusuf, Kayla Zimkin,
Kayla Abode, Faith Abdul Kadar, Fadi Ablahad, Ariel Aboitas Villanueva, Omar Abusham, Anthony Mumin Adel, Omar Al-Hatim, Yusuf Al-Kahadi, Sabah Al-Rafi, Ali Al-Safar, Azal Al-Bayadi, Manar Al-Amari, Miriam Alasso, Rifka Al-Atabi, Farah Al-Bahari, Ali Al-Bihadali, Noor Al-Khalif, Yazin Al-Nakib, Fadi Amzo, Alyssa Anaya, Rami Antone, Axel Aravalo, Jennifer Atu, Spencer Bain, Benin Bolani, Eric Baranski, Audrey Barker, Angel Barone, Angelina Barone, Yusuf Basaka, Cadence Bicycle, Kelsey Blake, Stephen Bosley, Adriana Bowen, Mason Bowerman Madrano, Andy Boyd, Abraham Brito, Maxwell Brugos, Amaya Buckley, Victoria Calmise, Jacob Carmona, Kyle Casper, Eduardo Cepeda, Geraldo Sherilyn, Zachary Chrisman, Luke Clark, Joseph Clark, Aaron Corbett, Isabella Coronado, Joshua Costello, Thomas Costello, Colby Cowles, Sydney Culver.
Chanel Daman, Sama David, Lindsay Dawood, Yusuf Dawood, Daniel Dijonette, Zachary Devana Sanchez, Giselle Diaz, Haley Dietrich, Wyatt Dye, Yusuf Aliyah, Grace Elias, Rami El Saad, Takla Enser, Michelle Esho, Antonina Evans, Rachel Fakuri, Faisal Fandakli, Sophia Fielding, Odaris Figueroa Nanez, Adrian Flores, Angelica Flores Roca, Christopher Gamo, Treasure Ganassi, Guadalupe Garcia, Maleli Garcia, Jocelyn Gardner, Rodrigo Ginas Vega, Angel Gomez, Alexis Gonzalez, Benito Gonzalez, Safina Gonzalez, Georgies, Alex Georges, Amber Goria, Anthony Goro, Eric Grube, Yusuf Habi, Arzo Hemdard, Jordan Hamilton, Jessica Hammett, Alton Hanish, Yusuf Hankala, Mina Hanku, Ferris Hanna, Christopher Hansen, Christian Hardman, Jasmine Hawkins, Anthony Hernandez, Christopher Heido, Alexander Horn, Riley Hutchison, Joseph Ingracia, Annalie Inoye, Malvin Isaac,
Mohammed Jaafar, Natalie Jacobs, Andrew Jamo, Tori Jarris, Anastasia Jarjosa Minharis, Alan Jebo, Melody Jibo, Janaea Jefferson, Andrew Jennings, Natalia Jimenez, Mario Johnson, Brandon Jones, Reuben Jones, Matthew Jordan, Noura Kareem, Dylan Kendall, Kyle Kiro, Shanaz Kershid, Kristen King, Gabrielle Kaufman Leary, Nicholas Korzek, Nolan Lai, Nicholas Lanciers, Jenna Lane, Alan Lazaro Ames,
John Lee, Coletti Lindsay, Nicole Lonergan, Aaron Lopez, Nathan Maya, Angie Macias, Donovan Matalo, Christian Madriz, Bashar Makani, Raneen Mansour, Victor Martinez, Jaslyn Martinez, Perla Martinez, Seth Madison, Danny Maddie, Kelly McCain, Giuliani Medina, Antonio Medina Flores, Juliana Meza, Kendall Miller, Joshua Minter, Haya Mohammed, Zara Mohammed, Noor Mona, Anthony Mona, Muzamil Moncad, Kyler Moore, Rita Murad, Tanya Murad,
Miriam Nafea, Erked Nafea, James Nathan, Corey Nellis, Lady Neri Reza, Zoe Newton, Alexis Ochoa, Stephanie Penaloza, Lindsay Nickel, Marion Niso, Eric Nordquist, Emily Ocampo, Rafal Oka, Pebbles Olguin, Abdul Hamid Omari, Jesus Oviedo, Guan Peng, Max Peregrino, Corinne Patron, Marios Petty, Jonathan Putras, Marian Putras, Robert Quiones, Leonardo Raban, Ezra Rahima, Alejandra Ramirez Hernandez, Miriam Ramahi, Mario Ramo, Kayla Randolph, Justin Razuki, Aaron Reichart, Daniel Ricky, Santana Rios, Solomar Roland, Malachi Ruiz,
Miriam Saba, Kaylee Sagalon, Justin Salas, Sean Salemi, Azar Salih, Samir Salim, Majad Salim, Balay Salah, David Sanchez, Raymond Sanchez, Sophia Sanders, Jay Searcy, Yusuf Salim, Benjamin Serrano, Senna Shaba, Nicole Shaman, Brita Shamoon, Zena Shamoon, Nathan Shamoon, Arib Sharif, Sandra Shoka, Michael Seekman, Ava Silva, Joshua Sinawi, Chloe Sartorius, Laura Celise Kaufman, Selena Somo, Grace Stollard, Anthony Stephan, Tyler Straub, Daniil Sidorenko, Aaliyah Tamara, Vienna Tamayo, Yusuf Tobia, Octavia Todichin, Stephen Toma, Kurt Tuazon, Suzanne Tai, Elizabeth Valdez, Jose Valdivia, Dion Valerdi, Esmeralda Veronica, Reese Ward, Aurora Wendell, Matthew Williamson, Dwight Wingo, Christian Yako, John Yakub, Johan Yako, Antonio Yonan, Myrna Yunan, Helen Eunice, Isa Yusuf, Nathan Yusuf, Sabrina Yusuf, Rania Yusuf, Vincent Yusuf, Sama Yusuf Mako, Fiona Zakar,
Sarah Hoffman,
Mohammed Albaran Khani, Dylan Sigler, Ali Al-Karaguli, Zaid Bedaweed.
The vocal music students will lead us in the Valhalla Alma Mater, composed and written by retired Valhalla teacher Mr. David Moss and class of 1977 member Mr. James Covell.
Hail the Norsemen of Valhalla, marching forth we sing alight, proudly bear the noble colors, orange and white. Set the standard for our future, fight for right and never yield, for the glory of Valhalla and the Norsemen's shield. The shield for the glory of Valhalla and the Norsemen's shield.
Concluding our ceremony will be our senior class officers leading the traditional tassel ceremony.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
We made it.
This is the time we've all been waiting for. Now, move your tassel from right to left.
This concludes our ceremony. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing our graduates tomorrow morning for our graduation parade celebration. May the winds of good fortune always fill your sails of vibrant orange and sparkling white.